I was early.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quarantine Diaries, episode 32 now. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Connor Hazelton. Connor, how's it going?
Really good. I'm really excited for today's episode.
Me too.
Really excited.
And everybody's favorite guest, Andy Gianta. Andy, how's it going?
Feeling good. Thanks for having me. It's gonna be a fun one, I think.
Absolutely. And for the fun one, and our creative ones, we always like to get Matt Didiano in here. So, Matt,
John.
how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Computer was broken. Now the lamp is on the fritz. I'm having a great day.
Absolutely. That's
I
awesome.
like lamp.
Some would even say I love lamp. But yeah, Connor, do you have any segments to get to first before we get into the?
Just two things real quick. I'd like to establish we're an anti-Jello shot podcast. I hate Jello shots. They stink. They're unpractical.
Wow.
I don't like.
Okay, one question before I agree. In the cups where you dip your finger in, fine. But don't you dare take those Jello shot syringes away from me at Carson City. Those are my favorite. They're like way too expensive, but I do them every time the waitress comes past.
Fine.
Just a 19-year-old girl in a tube top. Hey, good with a tray.
Yeah.
I'll allow that.
That was power rank number 77 on my list of things to draft. So I was hoping that we wouldn't be an anti-podcast.
And secondly, just one half of a career question. I got lazy and forgot to come up with the second half. So we're just doing the who's had the better career. Mr. Tom Cruise or Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr.
Tom Cruise. He wasn't addicted to drugs at any point.
Yeah, I think it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I gotta say Tom Cruise, but not for the reason Kyle picked. I think like if you avoid drug addiction throughout your career, you weren't hanging out with the right people. If you're a Hollywood star,
I think that
There's a 5-year down period when Tom Cruise is cranking out movies the whole time. That's all.
That's true. You're losing ground.
I love them both, but this wouldn't even be a question if RDJ didn't have Iron Man, because other than that, his career, like, he has some hits, but for the most part, like, he's Iron Man.
I think like people like Robert Downey Jr. more because Tom Cruise is fucking weird.
I Tom Cruise.
The body of work. Yeah, the body of work. I think Tom Cruise just has a wider
net. All right.
Now, Robert, that's the big thing is what I think you're trying to say is like Robert Downey Jr. can mix up with the boys. Tom Cruise, great actor, enjoy him, but he's on like some weird pedestal somewhere where he's not like one of us.
also to his credit, Robert Downey Jr. is not a lyric in a Kanye West song, and Tom Cruise had a Fru bruise in that lyric. So I think that goes to his credit as well.
Yeah.
All right.
There's got to be a Robert. I think Mac Miller says Robert Downey Jr. at some point. I can't think of what song that is though. I don't know.
I don't either.
But now for the main event. We're pretty much a draft show at this point, but you know what? Drafts are fun. We've done food drafts, TV character drafts, teacher drafts, you name it. Today we're doing an anything draft where you can literally draft anything you fucking want. Anything. The one rule I think we have is if you go with something super broad like food, that's kind of lame. Like, you can still take it, but like I can still draft pizza?
Right.
Okay. Matt,
Yeah,
question.
that works. You can get moral bonus points for the more specific you get. I mean, obviously, the committee is going to have to factor all those subjective things in, but they're going to, you bet.
Matt, was your hand raised?
Hand was not raised, but I'm really excited about today because if you think about it, you're not really competing in the same field as anyone, so everyone in the call is just going to have like a 1974 Steelers draft of all the best things.
Yeah.
It's going to be
There's like
sweet.
4 Hall of Fame squads.
We're doing 12 rounds. 12.
Wow.
Okay.
And the first pick. The names are in the hat. Matt, if you guess the name right that I pull, you get the first pick.
I bet it's you.
Okay, you're saying it's me.
Thank God.
It's gonna be Kyle again.
Oh, it was Didiano. He's back.
Oh.
Wow.
Talk about your all-time backfires.
No,
Alright,
we
so what
did that
happens?
our last two drafts, and both people have guessed Kyle, and it was Kyle. So we missed out.
It was the word.
What happens? We haven't had that happen yet.
No. All right, first pick goes to Andy.
Oh, I don't want first pick. Can I trade?
Yeah, I'll trade with you, Andy.
Too bad. Too bad. Andy has the first pick.
I want fourth.
You get first. You get first.
Okay.
Second pick goes to Kyle.
Love the 2 spot. I'm overjoyed with the 2 spot.
Third pick is. Wait a second. Andy's name was in there twice. It was from the last draft.
Oh, what? I rigged it. You didn't even see me.
Third pick goes to Indiana O'Connor's picking fourth.
Woo! All right.
Yeah, there's no rules, so set us off whenever you're ready.
With the first pick in the anything draft.
First pick in the anything draft. This one's anybody who knows me. This is a big.
No.
This is big. Pooping in the comfort of your own home.
Oh wow, that's actually a really good
That
one.
is unbelievable.
I have taken shits far and wide across this here United States.
From sea to shining sea.
From sea to shining sea. But there is nothing like pooping in the comfort of your own home. I swear to God, during this quarantine, like, I haven't taken a shit in less than like 20, 30 minutes. I just love it. I end up, like, I start my morning there on my laptop, and I do a bunch of work for like 40 minutes on the toilet. My legs go numb, like they fall asleep. I literally have to like waddle over to my bed, but I love it. It's number one pick. It's
That's a strong first pick.
That is a strong pick.
Because there is no better poop than the comfort of your own.
Dude, I can't. That was such a good pick.
Yeah.
You might want to stop. Just hang it up.
It's an unbelievable first pick.
It's so relatable. It's so real.
Unbelievable first pick.
All right, I think I'm gonna go. No offense, I was really worried Andy would like steal this one from me at the first overall pick, but I think this is probably the most important invention of all
Damn
time.
it.
I had a house without this once, and now is the first thing that I look up at every house.
Shit, Kyle.
I am going to pick air conditioning here.
Oh,
Wow, good one.
yeah.
I was gonna say central AC, but I think AC in the car. I don't know if that would be included, so I'm just gonna grab air conditioning altogether.
Yeah, because even like window units are still, you
Yep.
know, those get the job done.
Yeah, temperature control is a very important priority to have when you're dealing with anything.
That's another one that anyone who knows me knows that
Yeah.
That's why I thought you were taking air conditioning.
Now I get why you panicked.
Shit, man. That sucked. I wanted air conditioning.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick. All right. So I'm actually going to take it back a little bit, but I'm going to draft the PlayStation 2. Seamless
PS2.
seamless backwards compatibility. Such franchises as Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Soul Calibur.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you really
Yes,
can't go
sir.
wrong. That was a great game system, and I'm grateful for its existence.
My thing. So like we've talked about this on a couple of episodes, like PlayStation 1 and how it doesn't get the credit it deserves. Like PlayStation 1 was solid, but I think it was like too far ahead of its time. So like the graphics were super shitty. Some of the gameplay was a little choppy. And then when they came out with PlayStation 2 and Xbox, like they just nailed it. That was like the next step. Like, I feel like PlayStation 1 was like too far ahead of its time because, you know, they still had like Nintendo was running the game with, you know, their fucking cartridges and it was like just turned 3D, but like PlayStation 1 just didn't quite have it. PlayStation 2 fucking nailed it, and that was a great fucking system.
Yeah, for the record, the correct console choices throughout our lives were N64, then PlayStation 2, 360, and now I hope Xbox One. There seems to be a raging debate now, but those first three are
way
pretty
now, I think. But yeah, I would agree with that career path.
Yep.
I'm thrilled this fell to me at number 4. This is actually arguably the most invention of our lifetimes or in world history. I'm going with the internet. Give me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's huge.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Wow.
And maybe the steal of the draft, because I'll be damned if Kyle gets this, so I am taking this. I'm taking pizza.
I couldn't believe Kyle didn't take it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I thought there's no way air conditioning was making me back around the turn.
Oh no, I was taking air conditioning.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted. I may have to do a trade with you.
You got the best trade ship possible.
Didiana, your second pick.
Sure. Second pick. This is a gift, really, but it's drinking a lot the night before and waking up without a hangover.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had 19 Didiana.
I can't even tell you what I would give to have that on a consistent basis.
Can you imagine? I
I
have
would
a
do
friend who
anything.
actually doesn't get hangovers. He does not get them.
That's just he needs
That's a
to
superpower.
really cherish that. Yeah. Especially as we get older, man. Like my hangovers are crippling.
No, I'm gonna feel terrible tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, two beers on a weeknight, like actually, I feel that, at least in some capacity, the next day.
Sure.
Plain and simple. My up.
Kyle.
Well, I lost one core part of my identity with pizza being gone, so I'm not going to let the other core part of my identity slip away here. I'm going to go with Irish goodbying. Second round. It really is the best. It's everything it's hyped up to be. Just the worst part of every night at the bar is seeking everybody out, trying to say goodbye. And it's no insult to you guys. You guys are too drunk. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm just going to leave. Just one of the most practical things to ever be invented.
I take it personal.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
hate it. I hate the Irish goodbyes. And I don't know if it's because growing up in a big Italian family, it was always like as soon as you walk in the door, you have to kiss every single one of your aunts, say hi to every one of your cousins when you say goodbye. Just a thing. So like, whenever everyone Irish goodbyes on me, I feel so offended. Like, you don't want to hang out with me anymore. You won't even give me the common courtesy of saying goodbye. Fuck off.
I think that's the central war between Italians and the Irish. I mean, that's why. That's just two cultures clashing all the time.
Andy, the slippery snake of 2 and 3. Yes, sir.
Right. I often think about Connor's favorite band, which is Kiss. I like to live by this motto: keep it simple, stupid. I'm going simple. Furniture. What the fuck would you do without furniture? Think about it. If we didn't have couches, beds, I'd just be sitting on the floor. It'd be so uncomfortable.
Both of you
I can't imagine
sitting, waiting for what the third one's gonna be.
Oh man! All right, I gotta think here for my next pick.
I'm getting real nervous for my third pick because I really hope it's on the board. If not,
I'm starting to get nervous with the creative juices that are flowing. I thought I'd be alone in like weird stuff, and everybody's got plenty of weird stuff.
And these are both so practical. Just furniture and comfortable pooping conditions.
Okay, this is one that ever since I moved down to the city, this is something that I've really missed, especially where we grew up. It was a little more rural. We all had space, is like a backyard area, and I would like that to include like a deck or a patio. It doesn't have to be
so just a backyard.
There. Yeah, man. Like I don't mind living in the city and like being close to work, but I just love having space, having a nice backyard. You can have people over. You can play some cornhole, throw some football. You can sit on the back patio when the weather's nice. Like that's such a nice, simple pleasure that you take for granted. And then now that I don't have it,
you take for granted.
Yep.
Kyle, you're on deck. Actually, in the batter's box. My apologies.
I'm kind of surprised that this one got here. It might be early for it, but I don't know if it's going to survive the turn. So I want to make sure I grab probably the most essential item. I hate jeans. I hate khakis. I hate anything. My goal is to get back into these bad boys at the end of every day. Go in sweatpants.
Dude, I
Damn.
almost took them.
Yeah.
That was almost my pick.
I thought about. Yeah, that's just that is the dream pant at the end of the day. It's just you put on all your other pants so you can put on those pants.
If I would have taken sweatpants, I would have completed like the holy quarantine life. Sweatpants, pooping in the comfort of my own home and furniture. That's all.
The holy
Trinity. Didiano, your third pick.
Yeah, it's one I think people in the chat are going to be upset about because I see that 3 or 4 are rocking them. But hats. I'm a big hat guy.
I have hats on the list. I have hats on the list.
A lot of versatility. Let me just prove it. Huge hat guy. Hats of all kinds, man. I am all about these hats. They're great for a bad hair day. They're great for an accessory. I mean, shoot, there's holiday-themed hats. This one, for example, was a St. Patty's Day. Like, I'm fucking from Boston. And I just think a good hat goes a long way.
Don't have to do your hair.
It's great. It's great. I'm a big hat guy.
That's a great pick.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm happy this fell to me at number 3. I'm going with Saturday.
Wow. Saturday. Wow.
I had Saturdays at 9, Connor. 9.
It's the best. It's the best day of the week.
That is good.
Wow.
God, that one felt really good. Now I'm tough because a lot of you guys have like super practical ones, and mine like kind of go off the wall.
Yeah, this is fine. I start going off the wall here soon.
You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. It could be a reach, but it's when we were all born. It's the best decade of them all. I'm taking the 90s.
Wow.
I had the 90s at 22, Connor. You're taking all my good picks.
Like those 2 picks. Feel real good about them.
You should.
Didiana.
Yeah, you guys got pretty abstract on me. So funny enough, I started making a list before this call, and it just turned into like a best of list.
Yes.
It wasn't like super appropriate. It was hard to kind of articulate in draft format what I was going for. But this is one that I had on my list. It doesn't relate directly to something that I do, but I'm grateful for the yoga pant revolution. I think that was a big day when those came into the fold as far as ladies' fashion goes.
Yeah, you used to wear those all the time at Dean's back in the
That's an important invention for like where we are as society now, because like yoga pants was the first time where it was bulletproof. Like there are no secrets anymore. Like what you eat is what you get, and like people have to be held accountable for that now. So yoga pants are huge.
Well, that's funny because
that.
I think like you said, there's no secrets in that respect. So there's, you're almost held to a standard. Like, what if we started wearing those? Like, I don't even really have an accurate depiction of what my butt looks like. I think I know kind of what it looks like.
I have no clue.
When's the last time I really looked back at it? Like,
you do have a flat butt, Andy. That's a fact.
All my weight goes to my gut and my boobs.
Well,
I would not look good in yoga pants.
No.
Well, honestly, this slightly sexually charged, motivated angle here has led me to what I believe to be an absolute steal of the draft. I'm going with boobs here. I can't believe they lasted until the 4th round. Even taking apart the sexual component, there's plenty of utility behind these bad boys. 1, they feed life.
You can
2,
motorboat them.
actually better pillows than real pillows. I think that's a very important one. I was going to draft pillows here at some point, but now I got boobs, so I don't have to worry about pillows. Yeah, who needs them?
Milk.
And then I think it's going to be a popular pick because any girl that I've ever met also loves boobs. They appreciate a good set. It's something that can unify us all and bring us together.
Respect boobs, they'll respect you.
Absolutely.
Andy, your 4th pick.
Oh, I'm up already, huh?
What are you thinking?
All right, I'm just gonna say it. You know, everyone's been thinking it. I can't believe it lasted this long. We're only human, man. It's masturbating. I don't care if you're married. You might do it more if you're married. I don't know, or you live with your girlfriend. Everybody on Earth masturbates, including women.
And dogs.
Yeah, I mean, dude, even if you were getting laid every day, like sometimes there's nothing better than just sitting back on your own time, being a little selfish, lighting some candles, treating yourself, and just shaking hands with Ben Franklin. You know what I mean? So I think that's a great.
Shaking hands with Ben Franklin.
I've never heard that in my whole life.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh god!
That's good.
Lead off the 5th round while you're at it.
All right. I had one similar. Whenever you said Saturdays, I have long holiday weekends. Even if it's a nice Monday holiday. I used to, dude. I was the king of this. Like at work, we would each get one day to work from home, and my day was Tuesday for a while. So anytime there was a Monday holiday, like a bank holiday, I would take off Friday, then be off Monday, then work from home Tuesday,
and beat off Wednesday,
and then beat off every day.
Yep.
And,
That's what like you, Andy. Just really beating the system, you little rascal.
Yeah. You gotta make them count.
You little rascal. All right, Kyle. What do you want to take with your 5th pick?
All right. I'm gonna take this. I think it's a great value. Can't believe it's still on the board.
Can't believe it's not buttered.
I narrowed it down to 2 of this basically same thing, and the one that got eliminated was the intro to "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit, the air raid vehicle version with Method Man and Redman. Are you ready? Ah! And then it scream. It's fucking awesome. But instead, I went with that part in "Come On Eileen" whenever it slows down and then comes back up. I think.
That's a great pick.
You play that at a wedding and it's just game over. All the white people love it.
Can I just give you the entire song? Or do you just want that?
I just want that part. That's really all I need. I don't want to get selfish greedy. I'll leave the rest of the song for you guys. You guys can share that with me. Yeah, I guess one does take a while to write down.
I just put that part from "Come On Eileen." They'll know. Did you know who is going to be the 5th man, woman, or child, or thing that's on your team?
It's a thing. Hold on. Did anyone here have Mrs. Herring in growing up in grade school?
I didn't have her, but I remember her.
Remember her husband? Did you guys ever listen to Grammar Man, the rapper?
No.
I'm not picking him, but
I was gonna say, Matt, please don't do that.
You can have anything.
He did the theme song for the Jerome Bettis show, but he also did educational rap, like a noun is a person, place, or a thing. He's dope.
So you want educational rap?
I don't want educational rap.
You want Grammar Man's greatest hits?
I have a really good pick. Again, I'm surprised this one's still on the board. Not only for the enjoyment you get out of doing it yourself, but for the comedic value. Farts. I'm taking farts.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
That is such a good one.
I don't care how old I get. Like, I'll just never get sick.
It is always going to be funny. Always.
Max had a good one today that just, we were dying. I forget, like, I asked him a question and, like, I started talking and he just, in the middle of it, like, ripped a huge one. And just like, okay, go ahead, yep. Just all about the timing and everything. It's so funny.
Here's a question. Dating a lady, when is the right time to start farting? If you had to put, like, an objective timeline on it.
I think the fart will tell you when it's the right time.
Yeah, I think an accident needs to happen, and then something's going to happen from there.
Yeah.
So and here's my first fart around my now wife's story. And it's kind of like, have you ever seen people that don't have a criminal record and then jump straight into murder? That is kind of how this fart went. Like, we'd been dating for like 3 years, and then
Holy shit, man!
Right? I didn't fart when I wasn't with her for those times, so I held it in for that long.
There's a serious medical condition.
We were in the Mad Mex parking lot in Monroeville, and I was walking to my car, and I said, well, it's now or never. Just planted one, like, physically on her, because it can never – it's never going to get worse than that. So you can, for the rest of your life, just have farts, and you hit your ultimate already.
That's a great way to break the ice.
After 3 years,
First date.
after 3 years, just violently farting on somebody. That's the best way to.
Like, it's long overdue.
Or just first date pulling one of those stepbrothers farts.
Yep, got some on my tongue.
Just reminds me of the scene in Family Guy when Peter's holding Meg's face in his butt after he farted, just telling her to chill.
Oh God.
That's fun. That's why we brought you on, Matt.
Yes.
You need to draft farts and tell us a good fart story. My fifth pick, man's best friend, dogs.
Yeah, I was wondering when they were gonna go.
Nice pick.
Sixth pick could be a reach. Do I need this thing? Not necessarily. But if I'm the only one that has it, I'm kind of the fucking man. And it's a real fuck you to Canada. I'm drafting the Stanley Cup. I just want the Stanley Cup.
I like it.
You know what? I mean, they might have invented hockey. Maybe. Someone fact check that. But there are way more American teams in the NHL. So who's really winning here?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even win the Stanley Cup anymore, Canada.
They haven't won it in like 40 years.
Yeah.
So guess what, Canada? The Stanley Cup's now mine.
Isn't it weird that there are so many American hockey teams, but everybody's from like Russia or like a Slavic country or Canada?
Wait.
Yeah.
Here's a take I actually have that I'm now just remembering. Now that you bring that up, Matt. The few American-born players, I don't think there should be a rule where they have to play in America. They can't play for Canadian teams. I don't like Austin Matthews on the Maple Leafs. Like, send him to the Red Wings or something.
I like this. I agree.
Yeah, just wanted to get that off my chest.
There's so few and far in between. Like.
Wakanda forever.
Diana, your sixth pick to follow up on farts.
Again, you know what? We've talked about Andy's practicality in these picks, but I would argue this next one is really like an essential joy that has been bringing people together for thousands of years. I'm taking beer. I can't believe it's still on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I can't drink beer out of my Stanley Cup now, so what good is it?
I'll give you a couple, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, beer's a great one.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to segue that into my next pick because it's also a dish best served cold. I'm going with some good old-fashioned revenge. I love it.
God.
Nothing is better than seeing your enemies suffer. That is number one. If I'm allowed to get specific, I would choose the death of Aaron Rodgers, but I don't anticipate being able to get that. So I'm just going to settle for some good old-fashioned revenge.
Yeah,
Second is too good to pass up. I had it ranked 5th.
Wow.
Andre, it is you. You have 2 picks.
I don't know about that one, Kyle. I think the problem with revenge is that implies that at first you have to lose and then come back.
You could just be wronged.
Who are we without our adversity? Yeah, and
No,
I don't know. I just think the satisfaction of getting just the low to the high. You wouldn't appreciate sunny days if it wasn't for rain. So you gotta take the good with the.
It keeps you humbled.
Yep.
All right. This is one that I've been enjoying during quarantine as well. The milk after a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Why are they not marketing this? Why don't they just sell a bottle of Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk? I'm lactose intolerant. I would still buy it every fucking week.
Yep. Now that is
But-
an unbelievable pick.
Maybe a reach, but
No,
you know what?
no.
It's delicious tasting milk. It's exceptional.
It's better milk
so
than real
good.
milk.
I haven't eaten cereal in years, and then I just started to during quarantine because I don't know, because I'm home now. Like I never eat breakfast or anything, and I've just been crushing it. I love it.
Breakfast is for the birds.
It is. I eat cereal as like a dessert now.
Most
After
important
dinner.
meal of the day, my ass. What?
All right, this is a fun one. This is one that I've always wanted in my life, and I don't like flying. I'm very claustrophobic, so I've always wanted like a fully decked out RV to just be able to drive around the country and go on fucking trips and vacations. So that's what I want, fully loaded.
Just a single one, not just all the RVs.
Well, give me all of them, I guess. Give me a
Yeah.
whole fleet.
RV.
I'll save a few for you guys, but yeah, give me a whole fleet.
Yeah, why would you just
I
drive
like-
a single RV? Because there's a lot of different varieties you can choose from.
You're
That's a
right.
good
I need
pick,
different
Randy.
models, different shit inside of them.
I saw. I might have been on like the Travel Network or something. They were doing this special on the Daytona 500, and some of the RVs they have down there, people spend like millions of dollars on. They're out of control. Like one guy had an elevator in his, an elevator.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
They're
That's also like my worst nightmare. I fucking hate elevators. I can't imagine a tiny elevator inside of an RV.
Right.
That guy can keep his then. You don't need that one.
Yeah, I don't want that one.
But just saying, you can get fun with them.
Well,
Right.
that's a good- as someone who just went on a road trip, like being able to lay down while you're traveling is unbelievable. I can only imagine
Yeah.
people who can afford to fly on airplanes and not even just fly business class. I mean, I've flown that like one time in my whole life. But have you seen the planes where you can actually like lay down and take a nap?
Oh yeah.
that would.
Can you
Can
imagine?
you imagine? That's a game changer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Traveling in comfort. That's a great pick.
That is. Fuck. That is really good. It's very tough to follow. Man, now I gotta come up with something new, I think, with that one. All right, I'm gonna do it. I can't believe he's here. The value's incredible. It's a quarterback-driven league, and I'm gonna take the best one. I'm going with Patrick Mahomes in the 6th round. What a steal!
Wow.
He was also on my big board.
That contract
That
is
good.
incredible. We could just build
Yeah.
something real nice around that team.
He was also on my big board. I was thinking about going this round with him.
I didn't know we were gonna take people here.
Dude, it's the anything draft. You can draft anything
I
you.
know.
I drafted a decade.
Yeah, a decade.
Diano, what do you have for pick number 7?
Yeah. Is anybody here an only child?
No.
Okay, great. This is a
Thank
great
God.
great pick for the audience then. And I believe this is my 6th pick, Connor. Is that correct?
Seventh.
7th pick. For the 7th pick of the anything draft, I select blaming something on a sibling and getting away with it. I mean, that is the best day in the world.
I don't know why. I was thinking I was like thinking way more fucked up. I thought you were gonna be like the genocide of only children.
Style. No, that is a good one.
But
No, I think
shit.
I think shirking responsibility just on its own is great, but when you could blame it on someone you live with and just be like, that's a
Million.
great feeling.
Now, Matt. So me and you are the opposite because you're the oldest. I'm the youngest. Do you think it's easier for you as the oldest to blame it on your younger brothers, or I'm trying to think if I think it was easier for me?
That's
I
a
don't
really
know.
good question. I think as the oldest, you kind of grow up being the first to experience a lot of things. So while you kind of get the praise of, oh, he graduated high school first, he went to college first, you also get like, he was the first kid to light something on fire in the house and get caught, or he was like, you know what I mean? So I think honestly, as the oldest child, you grow up learning how to be the best liar. Also, you have a mental advantage over the people growing up because I mean, in my scenario, you have 2 years on the kid. Like you got some things in the tank that they haven't even seen yet.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
I'd
like
say
when I was
sibling.
when I was real young, I was able to, because it's like my older siblings, they're like all 6, 8, they're years older than me, so they were like in charge of babysitting me. So if I would tell my parents something, it was like, even if it was something I did, they were supposed to be watching me, so it was still their fault.
Yeah.
So I was definitely able to like manipulate it. I was a fucking douche when I was younger. I used to tell them for all sorts
Still
of shit.
are. Still are.
Still
Still
am,
are.
but-
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Opposite sides of the spectrum.
All right. This could be my first reach of the draft, but you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm going with the color blue. It's my favorite color. I think it's a strong color. Like a lot of teams, I root for the color blue, so I want the color blue. It's now mine, and none of you can have it.
all right.
Wow.
Take it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a stretch at all. That's a good pick.
Yep.
Yeah, great color.
Thank you. Scrolling through. I'm fucking pissed you took hats, Didiana. Like I was really looking forward to having hats, but now I'm never gonna get that.
As the only guy not wearing a hat in the chat, that surprises me.
No, I'm trying to mix it up a little. Sometimes that a hat.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. He's the best superhero, and if we ever get in a tussle, I know we're gonna come out on top because I have Spider-Man. So
Nothing wrong with that.
off the board. And guess what? He makes great movies too.
Absolutely.
What a double.
Great video games too. That was a good one for wasn't that PlayStation 2? They had a
It was.
well, they had it for like all the systems, but I remember that one being really good.
Rented it from Giant Eagle.
Oh,
Eagles
man.
Nest.
Whoa.
Or Eagle
Wow.
Video. That's what it is.
Throwing it back. So 2 questions I have for you. Number 1, who's your favorite Spider-Man? Because now it's like James Bond. There's a few you can throw into the mix.
I think it's an easy Tom Holland right now, the current one.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm the only person that isn't like a big superhero guy here, but I hear you hate it. Hate superheroes.
Not really hate, but just compared to everybody else.
Sure. Okay, then I think we kind of sit in the same basket. But as someone who doesn't particularly enjoy superheroes, I watched Black Panther the other day, and I watched it and was floored. And everyone was like, "That's not even the best Marvel movie." Like, there are so many better movies you could be watching. And now I'm kind of second guessing I'm not a big superhero guy. You know,
Dude,
stance.
they've come a long way. The Marvel movies,
way.
because I like when we were growing up, you know, they had some random ones come out, and even those early Spider-Mans with like Tobey Maguire, like
I really like those. I have a
they
soft.
weren't bad. Like they were solid.
Yeah, they're
but
pretty good.
the if you went through and watched all the Marvel movies of the last like 7, 8 years, 10 years, you would be shocked how far they've come, how much better they like. They're really good movies. I understand your like. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but why you're hesitant? Yeah, like because you're not a superhero guy, but like I feel like you don't have to be to enjoy them.
I suggest Thor Ragnarok, the latest Thor movie. It was very, very good, and it was very.
Love that.
I think one of the big problems that I had were the Captain Americas were like the first I went to, and I didn't like them whatsoever.
Sure.
I did and do still admit to like choking up when they all came back at the end of End War.
It's
Like,
an all-time movie scene.
Oh, spoiler alert, dude! Man,
Haven't
you know, it's
seen
very-
it. Haven't seen it.
It's an all-time
fair.
movie scene.
I've
And
just
I'll
watched your boy
tried.
Tom just go, Mr. Stark. That's the only thing I've seen. I love looking up the end. Like I watched I watched the end of Breaking Bad. Haven't seen a single episode.
Oh,
That's what the end looks.
what?
Breaking Bad is unbelievable.
It's kind of similar, you know what I mean?
I
Tony
love
Stark,
that.
Tom Holland, Aaron is just holding Walter White in his arm. He's not really doing that, but that's how I picture it. But my second comment was it had to come up. If you were going to mention Spider-Man, what is up with that dancing scene with Tobey Maguire in that jazz?
That is where the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies took a turn for the worse. Like, the first two were really good, and that one is just abysmal. Like,
that's the third one?
Where he gets all emo and shit.
That one sucks.
That's like where he's like kind of infected by Venom, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. But the dancing scene makes me laugh every time because it's so
weird.
it's so
weird. Who wrote that?
Isn't Venom fucking Topher Grace? Like,
that's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Like, who's the casting director of that
like
movie? You got Tobey Maguire and
all time.
Like, we need to inject some testosterone here. Give fucking Tom Hardy a call. He needs to be the next Venom.
Yeah. They went from Topher Grace to Tom Hardy.
Get a guy who can grow hair on his chest.
All right, Matt, your 8th pick. Good discussion, by the way. Good discussions. I appreciate that.
Yeah, if I'm detracting from the draft at any point, just tell me to fuck off. But
I like those discussions.
Like so, podcast.
Again, my list was kind of centered towards. I thought that there may be categories that we would have to pick from. So sometimes it might be a stretch. I don't think this one is, though. One of the greatest comedians of our time. Amazing not only on the stage as a stand-up, but as a result of his sketch comedy career. I'm drafting Dave Chappelle, man.
That's a tremendous pick.
Unbelievable. Even after the whole freak out, people say he went to Africa. I mean, only he and God know.
God know.
I saw him at the I don't know if it's like the Carnegie Theater or the whatever theater in Munhall. I saw him here a couple years ago, and insane. Still super funny.
He still brings the heat. Still got it.
Great. I mean, dude, can you imagine after a 10-year lapse in activity to pick up 3-4 Netflix specials? That's amazing.
And all of them be good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, they're all funny.
Good for him.
It's a really good pick. Good pick.
That's a devastating pick. I considered him in the 3rd round and was just like, nobody's really thinking that way yet. So,
Kyle.
Did you really have him on your list?
I am at number 15.
Wow. That's cool to hear that we're kind of halfway on the same wavelength.
Yeah, no, I think he's the funniest person of all time. But
yeah, he's great.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. Like, I'm just trying to think, but like, he's pretty damn funny.
Yep, and then along with comedy actors, like I think like Sandler's up there and Will Ferrell and all them. Yeah. They get all the credit in the world, but the writers also assist them. Like Dave Chappelle is just like all him, except for the show that he did with other people.
That's true. He's not my favorite stand-up, but you can't really go around anymore saying Louis C.K. is your favorite comedian.
Louis C.K. I mean, he's a terrible person, but he is so fucking funny.
He's like harassment light. I'm gonna lose my job over this podcast. All I'm saying is that he did a terrible, terrible thing, but on the spectrum, he leans way left.
Yes.
Yeah.
He won the who will have a better career question between him and Spacey. I think we all lean towards CK coming back stronger.
Kevin Spacey's never coming back. Like Louis C.K.'s at least trying to make a comeback. But anyways, Kyle, your 8th pick is what, whom, or where?
I think I'm going to do it now. I think it's better than toilet paper. I haven't experienced the bidet. I'm very curious about it and have a lot of interest in figuring that out and getting that set up, but haven't done it yet, so I can't do that. But I am going to go with wet wipes here. Absolute game changer in the bathroom game. Got to have it.
It's a nice pick.
I mean, you could have went with a bidet. Like, I've never had the Stanley Cup, but
I don't know what that's like. I don't know if I'd like it. I just like.
Yeah, I don't know if I would either.
Hearing of it makes perfect sense to me, but I don't know what it'd be like. Yeah.
Just saying. All right, Andy, your 8th pick.
I want video games.
We can give them
too broad, or do I have to?
We can give them to you.
Yeah, we'll give them to you.
Video games have been a big part of my life. I'm really happy that I got.
Now, wait, hold on. I think You do not get PS2 video games because Didiano drafted the PlayStation 2.
Right.
I am
Oh
laying claim
shit!
to
Do you
that.
want me to? Do you want me to
So you get
specify?
you get everything else, but he
You
just
get
gets PlayStation.
everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you guys are cool with that, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Is- You can like carve out of somebody's broad statement something specific that you want.
We're
I like
adults
That's
about
fair.
this. We're adults about this.
All right. All right.
So wait, I haven't get. Does that you guys still game then?
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Doing it as soon as I get off.
So I haven't had a system since the 360, and I remember distinctly playing with a number of you. Actually, do you remember do you remember Max's little brother Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves
Incredible,
Kyle.
incredible. But what I'm asking,
Honestly, wait, what was your gamer tag? 'Cause I still have you on my list. I just can't think of what it is.
Big Bang 830, not sexual. I loved the character Static Shock. He was a Cartoon Network animated superhero.
All right.
Yeah, that was my gamer tag.
That's it. Yeah, because I was looking through like I still have so many random gamer tags from the 360 days of like high school and even before. I don't know.
Man, I don't know if I hate if I hate a lot of things that exist now, but that brings me to another pick that's like in the past. Never mind. If I get there, I'll get there.
We've already discussed this. We've peaked. We're long past that.
Long
worry.
ago.
All right.
Your ninth pick, Andy.
Oh my.
Atlanta.
I'm gonna go with bread. I'm a really I
Yeah.
love bread.
A practical pick.
I love bread more than anybody. Like a nice fresh Italian loaf. Just I could eat it plain.
Here's the thing. I had sandwiches on my big board. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Sandwich
Better
up-
start making some lettuce wraps or something.
Can't have sandwich up bread.
I don't even need all the fixings. Just give me some bread, maybe some butter.
I love it.
Just like sandwiches off the big board.
That's a devastating blow.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
It really is.
Oh my god.
What's even left?
Shit. God, far up.
I don't know. I'm scrambling for picks now. So I guess I'm gonna go with Baby Yoda. Still on the board, right?
Nice.
Yeah, that's.
He is.
It's adorable.
I really think he might be like the cutest animated character ever created. Like it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Huge opportunities coming up for him. This next season is going to be absolutely enormous for the brand. So hopefully I'm buying in a little bit early, but he blew up season 1.
I haven't watched Mandalorian yet. Should I?
It's great.
Absolutely. It's the best Star Wars thing that's ever been created in our lifetime.
Wow.
Other than the Star Wars animated series.
I don't know what's been taking me so long. I'm a huge Star Wars guy. I don't know.
And what an
I'll put it on-
appropriate topic, guys. May the 4th be with you. I don't know how.
Oh,
that's
hey!
great
There we
pick,
go.
man. Great pick.
Oh,
Wow.
I was waiting for someone to say it.
The man- I was like a dog waiting to get a treat there. I'm just like
Come on.
ready to explode.
All right, Deanna, what's your ninth pick?
Yeah. So I'm going off of the list here. It's a time period again. I'm going to follow your lead, Connor. But I'm picking college. How great was college?
Oh, wow.
From the sporting events to having zero responsibility to living with your friends all the time after living with your parents for 18 years. It's no wonder they say it's the greatest time and the fastest 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, how many years of your life. I mean, it's a great period, and I'm selecting it.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
I think the most amazing part, just like from the shock afterwards, is just like money doesn't matter whatsoever in college. And that's like the only time in life where you can do it. It's just like everything is on a loan that's going to be paid off my whole life. I'm not going to worry about it these 4 years.
Yeah.
It's best.
Later, you will worry about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Not now, though, baby. 6 months forgiveness. Thank you, Corona.
Thank you,
Yes.
Corona. Ninth pick. I don't mean to get cocky. I think this is the steal of the draft. Sweatshirts. Because that counts as hoodies, crew necks, zip ups. Couldn't decide which one I wanted. So I just said sweatshirts.
Can't wait to draft hoodies that are after the turn.
That's a sweatshirt, so you cannot draft it.
I don't know. We just gave. What did we do? We gave Didiana a PS2 and Andy video games. This would just be the same thing.
True.
Then I'm going hoodie.
Damn.
Over sweatshirt.
Can't wait to draft sweatshirt.
I'm sticking with sweatshirt. Because I do like a good crew neck.
Yeah. That's incredible value. What a steal.
Am I gonna go back? Yeah, I am gonna go back-to-back clothing items. Basketball shorts. Fuck all of you.
Man,
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but I did it.
that was rude.
You know what I was thinking
Second
about?
most comfortable clothing behind sweatpants, I would say.
This is it's funny to talk about like a fashion phase, if you want to call it fashion, but how about at least at Franklin Regional High School, God bless Murraysville, Pennsylvania, basketball shorts with the lanyard hanging out of them.
Oh yeah,
That's
That's-
times.
That was a fit.
yeah, as the kids like to say, it was a fit.
Yeah, that was something else.
Didiana, your 10th pick. 3 picks left for everyone, but not the con man. He's got the.
That's a shame, man. I kind of want to take it to 15. This is
That's
fun.
what I
Let's
said.
do it to 15.
I'll go to 15.
I got picks.
Yes. That's the spirit we needed. Fuck yeah.
This is great. This is great. It makes my week every time I can be on this show,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Feels great.
Let's go. Woo!
God, I'm going off the list here, so now I kind of forgot what I was going to have to pick.
God
But how specific do we have to be? I know we're awarding points for specificity.
You say what your pick is, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Bring it in front of the committee.
sure. So my pick is sitcoms. I think the sitcom is a great invention when it comes to television. You got so much variety, but at its core, situational comedy is like a niche that they fill, and I think it's great. If I really had to select within that genre, I mean, I'm taking Seinfeld all day.
Yeah.
Nice pick.
I was laughing at Kramer bloopers for like 15 minutes today.
So I think we'll give him sitcoms, but I feel like other people, like if Andy wanted to draft like The Office or something, you can't have Seinfeld. So sitcoms / Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Give me
I like that.
Give me
That's
Seinfeld
fine. Take
because
sitcoms because you still
No,
got pretty specific. Like there's still
To
a
be
ton
fair,
of TV
I'm not
shows.
taking any sitcoms. So
Yeah, like we could have taken TV hours ago. Then you know what I mean? Like what would have been the point?
fair. Then I'm gonna put a hold on sitcoms.
Yeah, I like that. Wait, no, we were giving you sitcom.
Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, you got sitcom.
I did sitcom / Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So
Feels
you're
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a game. Seinfeld and no trade clause with.
Yes.
Six.
That lifetime contract with Seinfeld.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
God.
This might be a panic pick, but I kind of want to get back to my roots. I'm going to go with the gif of George Bush Sr. holding up the baseball at the Astros game. Favorite gif of all time.
I knew exactly where you were going with
That
that.
is the funniest shit.
Yes, of all time.
That gift
Oh, wow.
is so fucking funny.
The one that made me laugh the hardest is someone like put in the purple like eggplant emoji and he lifted it up. And I like damn near shit myself. That was so funny.
There was a stretch on Twitter where everyone was just like putting that gif and photoshopping like a desirable object in his hand, and he's just like hoisting it.
His face too, like his old ass
Yeah.
looking face, just like staring into nothing.
He like pauses at first, doesn't he? Like he's just like there, and they just like. Yeah, the face. He's just like.
So perfect.
Oh, that shit is so funny.
All right, Andy, you have 2 picks. Well, you're
R.I.P.
you handsome
All right.
girl.
I got a good one.
Judge that.
This is something that I've just loved doing my entire life, and it's pranking people.
Wow.
And I think
That is a
with-
good one.
yeah, within that, like any of you guys who know me, like I used to
I'm just
love.
gonna give you pranks. Just
That's
pranks.
fine. Like tapping people on the shoulder and hiding. I used to always do that in high school, yelling people's name and hiding, like scaring people, like anything. I still do it to this day, honestly.
They're still hilarious.
I'll send you guys the video of the one night I was driving home from basketball and I parked like a couple blocks away and I was walking and I saw Jimmy and Colin come home and they drive past our house, but they couldn't find a spot. So, what's that say? We'll be right back. So I see them drive by and I'm like, all right, this is perfect. Like they didn't know I was home. So I went into the house and I sat on like the family room couch and just turned all the lights off. And like they probably drove around for like 10 minutes. They couldn't find a spot. And I sat there, complete darkness, just like this. And finally Jimmy comes and opens the door. And I just go, and he's like, oh, what the fuck? He thought it was like a raccoon or something. They lost their fucking minds. It's so funny. The video's dark, but it's still funny as hell. I'll send it.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
Pranks is such
Pranks
a good
is
one.
Bread and pranks, two great late round value picks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could. Should I wait for Matt?
You can say pick if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta think anyway. So give me a second.
Andy, your first overall pick was still just impeccable. What's that?
I told you, man. Keep it simple, stupid.
Just keep it.
All right, this is another one that I had on my list, and it's time. Like, this is just continuing the theme of practical. Like, think about your life without these things. Is Windows. What would you do without Windows? Within your car, if you were on a plane, like I think for me more so because I'm claustrophobic, like I need to have a window. It just gives me like peace of mind. But like if I was sitting here in this room without windows or like driving your car, like that would fucking suck. That makes a big difference in our lives.
That is a real practical one.
I think that is an incredible pick, especially by avoiding the like trap of doors, because a window can be a door anytime it wants to be, but a door can't be a window.
Doors are stupid. I'll say it. Overrated.
Andy, some of your picks, like the world would be infinitely worse without them.
Infinitely worse.
It's things that we take for granted, you know, because it's part of our everyday life. They're so vital.
It's so true.
Andy's picks are pretty funny. I'm just looking like pooping in your own home furniture, backyard, masturbating. Here's four picks.
But don't masturbate in your backyard, then you'll get in some trouble.
I was thinking this. Do you remember that Franklin regional teacher got picked up on that?
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
right.
Welsh.
Yeah.
Up close to home.
Like, couldn't just do it inside, man.
I mean, you were talking about like Louis C.K. and like sex crimes. That is at the very bottom. Like the guy's in the comfort of his own property, he's just trying to crank one out in the nice weather.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like,
He probably lost his job.
I agree, but at the same time, like, dude, like, just go in your fucking house.
That doesn't discredit. I mean, it's so weird to do that.
Guys, you're up.
Come on, not the crime of the century.
I'm gonna go back to kind of serious, but it is one of the best things in life. I achieved it. This is now my second time achieving it on Mount Washington. I couldn't be more excited. But being a regular at a bar, one of the coolest things that you can do in life, just like coming into a place, every single person like knows your name, your drink, and just gives you preferential treatment for tables, like sets aside whatever you guys need. It is incredible. I highly recommend it, being a regular at a bar.
What's your bar? Can I ask that?
Currently the Summit.
Okay, nice.
On Mount Washington, but it's so nice. Like, go in, everybody just recognize you. You have like a table there on like your night. They bring your drinks. You don't have to say anything. It's fucking awesome.
I like that.
Nice. I'm happy for you.
Didiano.
Yeah. Another thing that I think kind of is in the same vein of life would be infinitely worse without them. I'm an advocate for them. Only guy in the chat with them. Headphones. Headphones are a game changer.
Shit, man.
I got mine, and you just can't see them.
Oh my god! I feel so poor.
Yeah, you got your wired ones.
No, headphones is an incredible one, actually.
Yeah.
It is.
And
Let's
that is I mean, like when I go into the office, I use headphones every single day. You know,
Every day.
it's huge.
And I ride the bus. I mean, if you don't wear headphones on the bus, you know who's going to talk to you? All the crazy people going downtown for God knows what. Like, there's this guy who introduces himself to me every single day if I'm not wearing headphones.
Oh no.
And without them,
Oh,
I'm not going to go too far into this story because it's rough. But
That's all right. That's all
without
right.
headphones, that guy's talking to me every day, just asking me like, "Hey, hey, can you bring me some pens and T-shirts from where you work?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably.
It is insanity, dude. It's great. The craziest conversation I have every week.
Pens and T-shirts from where you work. That's awesome. Have you ever brought him any?
No, but for Chris, like I keep saying that maybe if I bring this guy pens and T-shirts, he'll stop introducing himself to me and remember me.
Nope.
That's very funny.
Seen this story before.
Man.
He'll keep asking.
All right, I am up. I'm going Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. I love Christmas. It's just everyone's happy, Christmas cheer, yada yada. Call me a sap, I don't care. I love that shit.
It's a great pick.
Party on, Barrett.
Now here's a good one I just came up with on the fly that I think you guys are going to be a little jealous of. The first nice day of the year.
Oh,
Kyle Day.
That's Kyle Day. You just stole Kyle Day from Kyle.
Wow,
How
do
do
you
you
feel? Oh my god!
I actually have Kyle Day on my big board because I was going to take the last
I
round.
had Kyle Day at like 10. I didn't think anybody would steal it because we had the gentleman talk before this episode.
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
I told you,
Kyle
Connor's a
Day's
snake.
snake.
I tried to warn you, Kyle.
This is exactly how we expected it to play out. It's fine. It's still called Kyle Day, but it's Connor's now, so that sucks.
You better be careful. He's gonna draft your mom and dad with his next pick.
Kyle Day brought to you by
I
Connor.
think it's Connor Day now.
He's gonna draft my social security card next and complete this transaction. He's already got pizza.
That's right. Oh shit.
We can strike it. We can strike a trade for Kyle Day.
No, you're taking the things that I want and holding them for hostage for higher value. I'm not gonna fall for this.
I'll trade you the Kyle Day for the George Bush Senior baseball cap.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Strongest picks.
That's the best thing you could have picked from your list.
It was either that or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you can have Pat Mahomes. I'm not giving up
Pick
that
the
gift.
gift.
All right,
The gift is the
Or got the
future of the
details.
franchise.
Didiano, you're up.
Wow, that's great. So again, it's funny. Like I'm following the again the same vein that there are things in this life that if you didn't have, you'd notice it would be a big impact. Life would be infinitely worse. I'm taking live music. I think
Oh man.
whatever
thought
kind
about
of person
the same
you are,
concerts.
whatever kind of music you're into, there's always an opportunity for you to go catch a show, and that is just elating, man. I mean, live music is awesome.
Yeah. It's amazing how like listening to music is great, everyone loves it, but like seeing it live and like seeing your favorite artist live just takes it to a whole nother level.
Yep.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy.
It's a great pick. Great.
That
pick.
is a great pick. Concerts are like my favorite thing ever, but since I'm getting a little sick of Didiano stealing like all my picks right in front of me, I am very kidding. these are so random and unique. But I am going with my favorite part of most concerts and most vacations and most travel plans. I'm going with road trips. They're just my favorite. I think they're the best part of like every vacation, every concert, every time you go to an event, like you drive for like 5 hours, just in the car, you're just with each other, music, podcast, whatever comedy you want to listen to. But most of my favorite times are just on the road going somewhere else.
That's a great pick.
That
I
is.
tip of the cap.
It's
Well,
such a big like.
Tip because Matt drafted them.
Yeah, you can't have them.
Yeah, I
It's
take
such a
that.
big camaraderie
boys.
thing.
Mhm.
That like any road trip you remember. There's always like funny moments you'll always remember, and
Always.
those are special. Those
Yep.
are special.
I'm jealous of that pick.
I am
Yeah,
too.
so it was 2 days after Sheetz started selling wine, like for the first time. I bought a bottle of Sutter Home. We were driving down to Maryland for 6 hours, drank the whole thing in 30 minutes, and threw up like within 1 hour of like that road trip. It was awesome.
We when we drove down to for the South Carolina Ole Miss game, we drove down to Nashville. When
Yep.
we stopped in Cincinnati, because we were struggling a little because it was early in the morning. After we stopped to eat from Cincinnati to Nashville, we'd rip shots. It was like every 20 minutes, like every half hour. Just got like fucked up on the way down. It was great. Andy,
Was.
you now.
This one I don't know why I didn't have this on my list before. Matt kind of inspired it, but I'm gonna go similar to that. Is live sporting events.
Good. Good.
And I'm not even the kind of person that loves, like, you won't see me at every Steeler game or anything, but go into a couple a year of any sport of your team. It's just so much. It's so different. Like being
There
in
is
the
something special being at like a big game. Like the big game
Yes.
atmosphere is something special.
like the whole stadium together. Like you feel united. Like it's so much passion. Like
Or if you're
think
going on the road.
yeah, it's something special, and it's. I'm really excited for the sports to come back so we can all go to Steeler games.
I did see something. I think baseball is set to have spring training start June 10th with the season start in July. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
heard too.
Which
So
would
if
be,
That'd be nice.
If it's any consolation, kind of taking bits and pieces from everybody here. Went on a road trip recently, drove to South Dakota.
how
No-
far is that, by the way?
That is 20 hours and like 40 minutes.
Dude, did you go to Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, and it was incredible.
I've always wanted to go there. That's
It was
so
incredible.
American.
Oh my god, it was so American. That's
That's so American.
I felt
Yeah.
more American than I've ever felt in my whole life. Like it was Mount Rushmore, eating a cheeseburger on the 4th of July, and then I don't know, studying the Declaration of Independence and social studies. Those are the top three, I think.
or stealing it. with
Yeah,
Nicolas
watching
Cage.
that. Treasure.
Yeah, who's about to draft Nicolas Cage? No,
Yeah,
it's
be quiet. I'm still my pick.
Wait, speaking
Yeah.
of Nick Cage, did you
So
see
much
his
fun.
latest role he has?
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I hope they make that happen.
Wait, why are they making? So wait, they already made a docu-series, but like now they're making a mocu-series. Like, what is his role?
Yep.
I don't get it.
I
I
guess.
don't know.
Why?
Why
Yeah.
not? It's
Or-
fucking Nick Cage. I'll
I
watch
agree, man. I agree. I'm a content absorber. Just feed me, and I'll watch it.
it. Agree. Andy, you lucky number 13.
All right. Well, we touched on it early in this. Well, maybe it was when Matt first got on, but I'm gonna go with the ability to grow facial hair because
I don't have it yet.
That's-
That's
I
a diss
don't-
towards Kyle, man. Jesus.
It is.
that's the thing. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to
I think you
put anyone
are.
else down. I don't have a lot going for me, dude. I'm fat. I'm balding. But the one thing I got is I can grow a mean mustache and beard, and I've been having a lot of fun with it in quarantine. And I think I like that. I think that's a good. I hope everybody can do it someday.
Me too, Andy. Me too.
That's a good pick.
It is a good pick because it's true. It's
It's
fun.
fun.
It
It's
is
fun to mess around with. You know, it's
You know what I think your next facial hair venture should be, Andy? A soul patch.
I thought I thought about it because I originally did my mustache with my soul patch, but it looks so weird, so I got rid of the soul patch. But I should have got rid of the mustache.
Should have gotten rid of the
Just kept the soul patch.
You have a very great, like your mustache. If I were to categorize it as something I've seen before, like it's Cleveland from Family Guy. Perfect. It's perfect.
It is. I even I trimmed it a little bit on the sides to make it like.
I mean, it is, Andy. It's beautiful, and your soul patch is very square. So I don't know, like if you think, I think they look great together, but
the problem with it, honestly, like I wore it for like 2 days, and it looked too much like I was actually trying to rock that look. You know what I mean? Like I think like people who saw me were probably like, okay, like that's just what that kid does, and he looks like hipster and like. But I just didn't like it. It looked like it didn't look bad. I think that was probably the problem. But
I think I'm gonna draft your mustache with my next pick.
well, dude, it sucks that a mustache has to be ironic these days. Like you can't just grow a mustache anymore.
What happened? Like all of our parents grew up like the mustache was the thing. Like why?
It was that damn Magnum PI.
Actually, speaking of mustaches, I Google searched where is Jeff Foxworthy now last night. Apparently, he does a lot of voiceover work, but he's not really in the spotlight anymore. Also, he's worth $100 million.
Yeah.
What?
$100 million.
Is that all from hosting Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I don't know.
Probably. That was his big sellout move.
All right, Kyle, your next pick.
This one's tough. I'm down to 3.
You have 3 picks left.
Do I? Fuck. Because I had like 6 planned.
I've got plenty left on my big board.
No, I do too.
Wait, is that 3 to 12 or 3 to 15?
No, this is the 13th round, so after this it'll be 2 picks.
Time flies and you're having fun, man.
And then we'll do like a couple obscure honorable mentions because like I didn't.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go with The Price is Right. I think it's probably one of the best early morning shows that you can have.
Wow.
It's such a relief whenever you're just like hungover and The Price is Right is on, and you just like kind of know like the world's gonna be okay no matter what bad thoughts are going through your head right now. And then just your grandparents. It was the thing you put on in school whenever you did it. If you have any TV near you during the day, it is okay to turn The Price is Right on there at any time.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Bob Barker.
R.I.P.
He's still alive. He's like,
he's been dead for at least like the last 7 years.
After Jim Carrey took over, he might as well be.
Yeah. That's a great pick, man. That's a nostalgia-filled show right there. Like I think of like days in the summer when I was younger and I never had you didn't have anything to do. Like I would just wake up and I'd watch fucking Price is Right. And like I'd stay at my grandma's. I'd wake up, we'd watch Price is Right. That's awesome. Great pick.
Great pick.
Good one.
Didiano.
Yeah. So I know we have the gentleman's agreement or the gentleman's rule in scope for this meeting. Andy, great pick by live sporting events. I think a lot of the enjoyment that's derived from that is tailgating. And no. As a gentleman, I'm not going to take it, but I will take day drinking. I think day drinking brings people a lot of joy.
Day drinking.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That was the first thing I thought of when Connor said like the first nice day of the year and Kyle Day. I was just like, I can't wait for a nice like Saturday day drink session once this is all over.
Well, you know what? Funny enough, like there is a divide between like if you're day drinking inside, you're a depressing person and you probably need to seek help. But if you're day drinking outside, you're normal and you're having a great time.
Yeah,
you're having a great time and you're living your best life.
Yep.
So I'll take day drinking with the distinction of drinking outside. That is important to note.
So
Wonderful.
before
With other people, you can't just be like in a field chugging a
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait.
No, I wouldn't think anything of it because it's
You can't
outside.
just be drinking Old English by yourself in your backyard.
so before I make my next pick, Kyle,
Yeah.
can I trade you the first nice day of the year for Patrick Mahomes?
If it counts as Kyle Day, then yes.
It'll count as Kyle Day.
Deal.
So
All is right in the world. I
this
like
is the
that
first trade ever been.
Andy, I was thinking the same euphemism. Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
All is right in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, and it just feels right now, right?
Great euphemism,
Kyle,
man.
are you wearing a Livestrong or is that your jacket?
It's my jacket.
Man, I'm about to draft Livestrong bands.
Just make me feel so good.
Putting the trade in now. I'm just putting the
I
trade
want to
in.
know how much money they gross from Livestrongs because I think everybody in America had one for a good couple years when we were in like middle school.
Sure. I mean, they were what, $1 at Dick's Sporting Goods and everywhere else you could think of.
Yeah, like they probably made so much money.
All right. I'm glad we pulled off that trade because with my 13th pick, I'm going with fall, my favorite season.
Nice.
I didn't want to have back-to-back like seasonal type thing. So, and look, that's Kyle's day, and I'm glad I have Patrick Mahomes on my team.
That's a good trade.
It's a really good trade. So my next pick. I think I just want a male lion, just a single male lion.
That's incredible.
Just one lion.
I just watched Grandma's Boy. That's what I was thinking of whenever he orders the lion.
Andy, the funniest part of that movie, though, in my opinion, do you remember when Alex pulls the tray out of the oven at like 3 in the morning?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Very.
I'm glad we pulled that trade off.
Me too.
Oh my God,
Dude,
Connor, was that?
I
your
love
second
whenever
pick?
they're when Alex like quits his job and he goes straight to Dante's and they just smoke a shit ton of weed and the phone rings and Dante answers it and he's like, okay, and he hands it to Alex. He's like, dude, the phone's for you. It's the devil. And he says something else too, but I can't remember. But it's something like, yeah, he just like.
Wait, did you say when he pulls the tray out of the oven and like burns the shit? See,
Yeah.
what makes me sad is because that was probably going to be a feast and he never got to have it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That is fair.
He did have a nose.
Hold on,
That
I
movie-
got. If you don't mind, I'd love to play that scene because I
Yes,
just sent
please,
that
please,
specific scene.
Yes.
None of us have
and
anywhere to
that's
go.
so funny. I just watched that like 2 weeks ago.
Did you?
So good.
I have this huge list of movies I've watched during quarantine. It's fantastic.
All right. I have the Grandma's Boy oven scene, 44 seconds coming up. I'm going to try to hold my headphones close to it just because that's probably where it's going to play out. Let's, boy. Can anybody see this? Let me full screen it, boys. Apologies. This is,
Hey, take your time, take your time, take your time.
plan on,
Take your
but
time.
I think I'm all about bringing people joy, and I think this is going to do it.
Just a feast.
He just throws like a pile of spaghetti on there, like it's all sorts of shit.
Can we see it? Are we good?
Yeah, yeah.
Suck a fucking ass, fuck. Oh my god.
So good.
Yeah.
That movie really is like sneaky, like one of the funniest ever. Like I'm glad it went super far in our bracket.
It's
Is that
one
a
of my
Happy
favorites,
Madison
yeah.
Movie? Is that? I think
Yeah,
it's
I
a
believe
Happy-
it is.
God, man, good for you,
Yeah, 'cause-
Andy.
That's so good.
So good.
All right, sorry, Connor. Was that your second pick?
Yeah, did he hit us up?
It's funny. It's funny that was mentioned. This was like pretty late on my list. Again, broad topic, but I kind of tried to bring it down to a certain type of granularity. But I think stoner movies are so fun.
So
And Grandma's Boy being amongst the top of them. I mean, you pretty much have Grandma's Boy, Pineapple Express.
Yep.
Those are my top two.
Yep.
I'm still laughing about that oven scene. Another one to not sleep on, though, is Strange Wilderness. If you've ever seen that.
Oh, dude, I just watched that last weekend, too.
I watched that
oh, my God.
You haven't seen it, Connor.
I haven't seen it. I need to see
I
it.
haven't either.
Guys, it's great. It's really
It's so fucking funny.
Okay.
No, remember how we were talking about Justin Long has all these low-key funny movies? He's in Strange Wilderness, too, and he's hilarious.
Amazing.
I mean, dude, listen to this.
Gold man.
You have Justin Long, Jonah Hill, Sean's dad from Boy Meets World. You have Dude, who's the guy that plays Wayne in Saving Silverman? It's
Steve Zahn.
I love
Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
He's like the main guy.
Ernest Borgnine, who voices Mermaid Man.
That's bad.
He's great. I mean, it's. Oh, also, there's one more. Who's the hot chick? Do you remember her name?
I don't know her name. I didn't recognize her.
You ever seen the movie Walking Tall with The Rock?
Yeah.
Is that with Stifler?
No, Knoxville's in that movie.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. Those two came
Yeah.
at the same time.
Honestly, he plays like a Stifler in the Dukes of Hazzard type role in that movie. But she is the hot chick from that movie, I believe.
Oh, no shit. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, but don't sleep on Strange Wilderness. I mean, I could have a whole podcast about that
I'm
movie.
not sleeping.
That's-
Don't see me sleeping.
I'm gonna watch that like ASAP.
It's
Yeah.
top.
Put it on your list.
What's it on? Is it on any streaming services currently?
I
I
think
think
I
I
bought
watched
it.
it on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I buy movies on Amazon all the time. I have a very nice collection on there.
It might be free. If it's not, it's worth the $2 or $3.99 for a watch.
No, I think it was free on Prime if I
What
remember.
I've been doing is like actually spending the $10 to own the movie, and like I started that like 3 years ago on my Prime account, and now I'm going back through like the cycle for the first time. Like all the movies I previously purchased like have expired. It's so awesome. I'm so glad I did that.
Or like,
Wait, what do you mean? Like they expired from the service?
No, just my memory of watching them during that time period, where it's just like fresh movie again from these ones I previously purchased. It's okay to watch them. Feels very good.
Kyle, you're up.
So I struggled with this one. I wanted to pick like my favorite athlete ever, and then I like was just like, all right, I'm gonna pick the best athlete ever since it's the draft. And I was kind of down to between Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, between those two. And then I had an epiphany and went a completely different route because these guys had a more dominant run than Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan put together. If you ever watched America's Best Dance Crew with Mario Lopez, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going with the Jabberwockies. The best dance crew of all time. They tore through that season and gave Lil Mama, JC Sonner, and that short little Shane guy all sorts of
JC Sonner. JC Sonner was the kid from middle school.
Middle school with us.
JC Sonner. I don't know. I didn't know if you did that on purpose or not. But...
No.
Oh man.
Glad. But yeah, I'm going with the Jabberwockies. They just popped up this year for the first time in forever. They're still doing it. They make like a bunch of money in Vegas at sporting events and in the Baby's music videos or whatever they got going on right now. So good for them. They're still America's best dance crew in my book.
I have been seeing more videos of them recently on social media and shit.
Yeah, that one where that last one, the finale, when they did like Funky Town and then burst into a Little John song at the end. We're just getting everybody hyped while that guy spun his head for 3 minutes was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I remember I bought a Jabberwocky shirt that year.
With
like
the mask
one of
on.
the,
Where did you
No,
buy that? Like,
it said,
you had to have bought that on like a boardwalk or something, right?
No, it was somewhere at the mall, like one of those, maybe like Spencer's or some store, like Hot Topic.
Sounds like Spencer's.
It said like JAB. It was like three letters, Jabberwockies or something like that.
That's great. Going to Spencer's to browse actually might be on my anything list.
Dude, that should
Good list. I'm saving that for the honorable mention.
All right, Andy, your final 2 picks.
All right. It's funny that Kyle just said browsing Spencer's because this is kind of related to that, and I've been saving it because I knew nobody was going to pick it. But this is like one of the biggest joys of my young childhood and
Your youth
into high school with you guys. When we would make trips going to Pizza Hut buffet. Just gonna put it as Pizza Hut buffet.
Andy.
So Pizza Hut buffet.
Callback. I crushed the crane machine there. If you guys remember, still
dude.
winner at that specific franchise.
Yeah.
Just remind me of one. Oh,
I put buffets on my list just like recently. It's off now. I think all buffets. I think you got. They're gone. But carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, some of my fondest memories, man. Like we were. I used to go all the time when I was younger, but then as we got older, like we'd all meet at my house, we'd get stoned, and then drive out to Greensburg for the Pizza Hut buffet, and sometimes we'd stop at the mall. Like those are just. I'll cherish those memories.
I'll always remember. Because I'd always get like some of the pasta, and he'd be like, "Dude, don't fill up on pasta. What are you doing?"
You went off the rookie moves.
Go-to line to lecture everybody sampling too much from the buffet.
Don't waste your time on the pasta or the salad. Get straight to the fucking pizza. And you always go and you sit there and you pray that they're gonna have a nice pan pizza. Sometimes you get lucky with the selection, sometimes you don't. But either way, it was always magical.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And your last pick, Andy. That's a good
great. That's a great pick.
Yeah, that one's a little like specific to us and our group of friends,
but it works. It works.
Yeah. And now this one, I mean, I can't believe this is still on the board. This is like one of the greatest things ever created in our lifetime, and it's a 3-disc set Mighty Ducks trilogy on DVD. I want that. I could have taken it first overall. I knew nobody else would though, and that completes my team.
Yep,
that's a strong team. Your first and last picks are just great bread in between your put your sandwich of a team together.
And he picked bread, so that's
makes it even better.
Making a triple decker sandwich.
Your last pick.
So if we're going nostalgia here, I was going to do. So I thought this one in like the 6th round. Sat on it the whole time. I'm not going to take it here. It was playing hooky because you could do that with school and the pizza buffets. That's partially where my mind went, but it also went to work currently. Playing hooky with a good excuse from work is fucking insanely awesome.
So playing hooky.
No, I'm going with a more nostalgic one than that. I'm going Sloppy Monopoly. It was a game invented throughout the friend group. I believe it was Paul who started it. I'm not really sure. But that is 5 out of the 10 drunkest times of my entire life is sitting down and playing Sloppy Monopoly. It's an incredible game. It really is. I think that's one of our just greatest creations that gave back to the world was that game. So Sloppy Monopoly.
Didiano, the final pick for you.
Man, I always feel like they say save the best for last, and I don't know if I have that left in me. And it's funny, you never save the best for last in the draft. Like, unless you're like Tom Brady, he went pretty late, and look at him now. So I have a couple. Man, are we doing an honorable mention? I'll ask that.
Yeah, like 3.
Just a couple you had.
Man, and I have a great pick based on statistics, but I have a really great pick based on enjoyment. This is very, very tough. You know what? I'm going to go based on the statistics because numbers don't lie. I'm going to take Jordan sneakers for my last pick. And it's only because I learned this today. Jordan sneakers were forecasted to sell. Well, I take it back. Jordan sneakers, the desire was to sell 3 million signature sneakers in that first year. They sold 126.
Yeah.
126 million.
It's incredible.
Oh my God.
That is the biggest underdog story of all time. I mean, what are they on Jordan 20X now?
30.
Have they breached 30? That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, the greatest signature sneaker line of all time, coming from, I'm not going to say arguably, I'm going to say the best basketball player of all time. We can get into that on another podcast.
We don't need to. He's the best.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
We
I'm
gotta
taking Jordan sneakers. If I had to pick a specific number, I was a big fan of the Jordan 2 high tops. I owned a pair of brick red and black in my time as a human, and really enjoyed that pair of sneakers.
I like that.
Yeah, and I'm not a sneakerhead, but I think that's objectively a great
good
shoe.
value. It's real good value. Good value.
Sneakerheads are secretly the worst, but that's
They're
just
awful, but I wish I still had that shoe. Like, I wish I took care of things, and I don't, and that's why all my shit is like relatively new. I wish I had old stuff.
Especially shoes. Like, I swear, my shoes get worn out in like a week.
Yeah.
I don't know how people keep
like
shit
going
so
to bars
clean.
and shit. Like bars,
like
trash your shoes.
or even like I bought a pair of Kobe basketball shoes last year to play in, and they're like white, and like parts of them are kind of like not a canvas material, but kind of like a material like that. And they got stepped on so many times that they were like scuffed up and like turning black. Honestly, I only wore them like 3 times and they were already fucked up. So now they're just like, I don't know how people do it.
It makes you understand Fat Joe's desire to wear a different pair of shoes. Was that Fat Joe's Cribs episode where he wears a different pair of shoes every day? Someone correct me, because I think that's up for debate. I did see a Cribs episode, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember the line, like, I never wear the same pair twice. Which is
my God! I remember that line.
Familiar.
I don't know who it was, though,
that line is iconic. I listed at number 80, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that is. Can you imagine? I mean, even if you spent $30 on a pair of shoes and wore them every day, it based on our current means, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So the last pick of the draft, Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant. We're gender neutral here. I have a lot that like I could go with, but you know, I'm gonna go with this one, and Andy, you'll like this. Premium movie theater seating. I love paying. I love paying like however much it costs. So worth it. Take my money. And just the movies in general, I love going to the movies.
I'll give them a blank check. I'll pay any amount to sit in those fucking seats, man.
They're so comfortable.
So worth it.
The thing is, you always get a respectful crowd. Everyone's always quiet because everyone knows, like, hey, we paid top billing. Like, we're not here to fuck around. We want to have a good movie going experience.
Yep.
There was, I think, a movie theater in Michigan I went to that had like big, comfy, plush love seats for like you to sit on. It was fucking crap.
Yep. Take my money. Take my money. It was either that or going to the movies by yourself. I'm a big go to the movies by yourself guy.
Yep.
Me too.
Dude, I love it. I could not recommend it more. Like, I first thought it was super weird, but then when I first tried it, I was like, I may never go to the movies with a friend ever again.
The first movie I went to by myself, again, appropriate, may the 4th be with you. When the new Star Wars franchise came out, I took a half a day of work and went by myself.
Yeah, it's the best. I love that.
It was great.
I think mine was the one Avengers movie, Infinity War. I saw Aladdin by myself, super stunned. The live action one was arguably the best movie going experience I've ever had in my entire life. It was wonderful.
With Will Smith?
With Will Smith.
How was he as a genie? Was he good?
I thought he was great. I went in with kind of lowish expectations. I thought it was tremendous.
I'll put that on my list. I gotta watch that. That's on Disney Plus.
Good.
All right.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. I have that. But
I'll
rest
just-
in peace, Robin Williams.
They
All
just
right,
put the
dude.
new. They just put the RIP.
The
They just put the new Star
go-
Wars on.
I'll just say 3 honorable mentions real quick. Vanilla Ice Cream, Sidney Crosby, and The Rock, and cheese.
Oh,
Melted cheese.
oh.
Any type of cheese. Didiano, just a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah, I have 2. I have Bonfires and the touch screen.
Oh, Bonfire is a
Bonfires is a good one.
Wow. Dude, I haven't nothing like a good bonfire.
It's great.
Especially in the summer too. You can go like the hoodie shorts look. Just drinking beers with the boys or girls again. Gender.
Yep.
Also, you know what? I'll add the lead pencil in there. The click lead pencil.
Yeah. Dude, normal pencils suck all the ass. They blow.
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Lead pencils work. Man, they were game changers.
Game
There's
changer.
the pick.
Absolute game.
The only thing though, sometimes you get a faulty one where it just like you couldn't get it to click, and like
Yeah.
there's always when you're using technology, there's always that risk. But for you take the good with the bad. I think lead pencils are very solid.
Sometimes you got to hold down the button and push the lead in backwards,
Yeah.
like just to make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredibly inconvenient.
So trick. I
I
love
haven't
that.
used one in so long.
Kyle,
Funny.
just an
I-
honorable mention to you had.
I have a couple on here. Teddy Roosevelt, my favorite president. The
Sure.
genocide of cyclists. Dapping a black guy up first time correctly.
And it's
Fucking-
a clean dash.
Oh
Black
man,
Yeah, I thought about drafting that.
Good, like sound too, like good smacking sound. Yeah.
Just everything on point. It's one of my favorite tweets of all time too. Is the reporter who like daps the black guy up on the street, like right, and then somebody on Twitter is like, "Shout out this guy for turning the franchise around." I'll
that's
read
great.
I get off here. That video of the hooligans singing "Truly, Madly, Deeply" by Savage Garden.
Dude, I love that.
I rediscovered it today whenever that one kid did a TikTok to it, and
Yeah.
as soon as any group text me, I send that video. It's so funny. McDonald's Monopoly Month, and the Hoist the Colors video from when the Pirates are down going into the 9th inning. It's one of my favorite fucking things of all time.
Dude,
I
that's
just thought of this, adding this as an honorable mention. McDonald's Coke.
Yep.
Best Coke in the world.
Also, dude,
unbelievable.
how did no one take memes here? That is
I
had
great.
it on-
I was doing specific ones.
It's on
That's
my
fair. Your George Bush meme was so funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's the best one you could have picked. Aside,
That-
have you ever seen the what lady, the what bird looking lady?
yeah. It's
That
like-
would have been my pick. But
That's
but
a really good one.
George Bush is top notch.
Andy, any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I had Crocs on here. I'm a huge Crocs guy.
Incredibly
Um,
comfortable.
I also
You
had
wear
socks.
Do you wear your
I-
strap forward or backwards?
I do both. It just depends
Does-
if I kick it into action mode or not.
Does your third one rhyme with the first two?
No. But socks, dude, I'm a huge socks guy. I'm not the kind of person. I don't like walking around barefoot. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. That's your preference. But I get cold. Your feet,
I'm a
if your
socks
feet
guy.
are cold, the rest of your body are cold. I need to put some socks on. It just feels right. And then yeah, that's pretty much the only two. Kyle made me think of gaining the respect of black people on the dap up.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I like gaining respect on the basketball court. That's always a
Yep.
big
That's
thing.
where
for
Andy.
me. When I used to, when I first graduated, I lived at home. I would go play basketball at the LA Fitness in Monroeville, and I didn't know anybody. It was just me and Kevin Lee. So like, picture that, like this fat Italian kid walks in, this Asian kid, and we're like, "Hey man, like who's got next? Can we play?" Like nobody would let us play. Like I remember the one time, honestly, we walk in and I see this kid that has next, and like he's standing with like nobody else. I'm like, "Yo man, like." Can this kid play? He's like, oh, we already got 5. I'm like, all right, man, whatever, we'll get next. And then like after the game's over, I watch him go around, just ask like a bunch of people, like, yo, I need like 2 or 3. But when we would go on there honestly, and like we would kill it. And me and him had good chemistry, and we would play well. And I'll never forget the one time. There was one time where we were playing really well, and you win, you stay on, and we lost, and I'm going back, and this team was up next. It was these 4 black dudes, and the one comes up to me, like out of 20 people, and goes, "Yo, big man, you want to run with us?" And I was like, "Are you talking to me?" Like,
Really?
dude, it was the first time anyone had ever like asked, seek me out and say, "Hey, like we need someone. You running?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And that was the moment I knew I made it.
All right, the
Hey,
team.
that is such a special moment. I love
It was.
to think about it.
All right,
I'll
going
never
through the
forget
teams
it.
real quick. With the first overall pick, Andy, pooping in your own home, just a strong pick. He then had furniture, backyard, masturbating, long holiday weekends, milk after a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, RVs, video games, bread, pranks, windows, live sporting events, ability to grow facial hair, Pizza Hut buffet, Mighty Ducks trilogy.
Dude, reading it back is so funny.
Incredible draft board. Andy.
This is the best draft I've ever had, I think.
Stop.
Kyle's team. Air conditioning, Irish goodbye, sweatpants, boobs. That part from Come On Eileen. Revenge. A trade, because he traded Patrick Mahomes for the first nice day of the year / Kyle Day. Wet wipes.
Ooh.
Baby Yoda. George Bush Sr. baseball gift.
Tremendous.
Being a regular at a bar. Road trips. Price is Right. The Jabberwockies. Sloppy and Monopoly.
Great.
These are incredible teams.
Didiano's team, PlayStation 2, drinking a lot the night before but waking up without a hangover, hats, yoga pants, farts, beer, getting away with blaming something on your siblings, Dave Chappelle, college, sitcoms, headphones, live music, day drinking, stoner movies, Jordans. Strong team.
Christ.
Wow.
87 Steelers, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Connor's team, internet, pizza, Saturday, the 90s, dogs, Stanley Cup, the color blue, Spider-Man, sweatshirts, basketball shorts, Christmas, Patrick Mahomes, fall, one male lion, and premium movie theater seating.
Wow.
Dude, I think that's the best part is like reading all the teams like right back.
That was the best part. That is so funny.
Just
That is-
all over the place, touched on
Yeah.
every part of life.
I have no idea to like even start to compare these teams. I would
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'll
God,
say
this would be one like I'd like to see like what people think, like who won.
I kind of want to run this same draft back in like a month from now. We'll keep the big boards and we'll just draft all new things. Because guess what? We have anything to draft from.
Yeah, we can revisit this like whenever. Just
I like that.
anything.
I'll save my Excel sheet.
But this was a tremendous show. Didiano, I'm glad you came back. We're going to have you on again. You're multiple time recurring guest now. Andy, we'll see you whatever day we have you on next
Saturday, right? Am I coming Saturday?
Natter Day. Kyle, I'll see you.
This is the most fun I've ever had recording an episode, I just want to say.
Yeah, no,
It
it
was
was
a good
a
time.
lot of fun.
Very
The
fun.
prep was no prep at all. It was just everything flowed. I knew we'd think of more too, like as like I heard things from other people. I think that's the
Yeah.
best part.
Yeah.
I think
it was like feeding off each
for
other.
like genuine, like off the top because of something like somebody said. It feels great.
All right.
Yeah.
Honored to be here, boys. Just want to say shout out Jeff Traphagen. Shout out Mr. Sonny. Shout out Sonny D. Those are my three shout outs at the end of the
I just bought Sunny Delight today at Get-Go. I swear to
Delicious.
God. You're fucking
Delicious shout out. Hey,
Yo, it's so
we're
good.
we're going to end it with shout out Sunny D.
All right.
Better than
See you,
orange juice.
boys.
Yep. See you.
Oh.